TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Roddy Piper, we became friends when I broke in and we traveled. He kind of like took me under his wing.
What are your early memories of Roddy from Portland?
Oh boy, they were wild. They were wild. Killer Tim Brooks was there, and Roddy and Killer lived together on the other edge of town, and I used to go over there and hang with them. And it got pretty wild, It was
big party scene, or?
Oh yeah, always drugs and alcohol.
How did you get started in drugs?
When I broke into business, I with Roddy, actually.
Yeah, we did an interview with him, and he talked all about his drug use and uppers and downers and coke and.
Yeah, Roddy wanted to know. I knew people. I'd never done it, but I knew this guy that dealt it, and but I'd never done it. And Roddy was talking about it one night, and I said, "Well, I can get that stuff." So I got it, and started doing it, just off and on, at first, and then, and back then, the cocaine was like 90% pure, and it was just very enticing to snort pure cocaine,
Right.
It made you feel really good.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess, do you think that was a part of the business, a necessity?
It went with the territory.
Right.
Yeah. And after that, when I left, I went back to North Carolina in '82 when Roddy was back there, and Wahoo McDaniel was the booker. So when I drove back and went to Roddy's place. So Roddy takes me down to the office to meet with Wahoo. As soon as I walk in the office, "Hey, Wahoo, how you doing?" He sits down, opens his drawer, and throws 2 8-balls of coke on his desk for Roddy and me.
Wow.
And I'm going, so it's like I didn't have a chance.
Right. Wow. I guess I was going to ask you, how did drugs change you?
It's just like they would change anybody. I mean, just react, just react.
A lot of your guys from your era talk about partying hard. Would you think that a lot of the guys would have time conforming to a WWE drug policy today if they were working?
A lot of what, guys? What do you mean?
Guys that grew up in your territory or in your time.
Well, a lot of them are dead now.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I can't believe Roddy's still alive.
Huh.
God bless him.
Right. Wow. So you think like a lot of guys would have a hard time conforming to, I guess.
Yeah. It was like I said, back then, if you didn't have that wild side to you, you were kind of brushed. You had, in order to be in the business and make money and have that, seem to have that quality to draw money, you had to have that mentality,
I totally understand, yeah.
It's hard to explain, but the guys that were normal and, had morals and didn't do drugs, those guys didn't have the flair, the color, as the guys that were off the wall a little bit,
Right. What are your memories of Roddy Piper? Here you are working with Roddy again in that territory.
Well, Roddy was like in Charlotte too, and then Roddy was just always, he was like that. He was probably at the height of his party days. He would. I remember he'd go the wrong way, for 300 miles, not realizing until he's supposed to be in Nashville and he's in Myrtle Beach or something,
Wow. What are some of your other early memories of the Portland territory?
You mean when I was broke in after I was working?
When we started working, yeah.
Well, when I broke in, Buddy Rose was booking it, and business was real good. Piper had just come up from Frisco, and business was real good. Who else was there? Colonel De Beers, Buddy Rose, Piper,
Adonis.
Adrian Adonis was there, Ron Starr. Business was good. They'd run Portland every Saturday night, and then two Tuesday specials a month. So 6 nights a month. They were like selling them out too.
Wow.
It's like 3,000 people every show.
Getting back to Roddy Piper, what would you consider the best advice Piper ever gave you?
Stay close to your friends. Stay closer to your enemies.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception about Matt Borne?
That the choices that I've made in my life do not make the person that I am. I feel I'm too quick to be judged. And believe me, I've judged myself too. You know, I've beat myself up a lot for the choices I've made, and I've been a reactor my whole life. You know, depending on where I am in my addiction, or my recovery. It depends on. But my past doesn't have anything to do with who I am now.
Right. Any regrets?
Yeah, I have regrets. But if I didn't do the things that I regret, then I wouldn't be where I am at now, and I wouldn't be the man that I am now. Because I'd like to think that I'm a good man. I'm a compassionate person. I'm a loving person, and a lot of people probably find that hard to believe, but I know that I am.
Any plans on ever writing a book?
I don't know. If the opportunity arose.
What would you call it if you were to write a book? No clowning around, or?
Oh, geez. Who knows?
What do you do today for work?
Well, I've finished concrete. I install flooring. I work in construction a lot, and back in the ring.
Cool.
Jack of all.
Trades.
Master of a few. A little.
I guess, is there anything you want to say to your fans out there that you never had a chance to say to before?
My fans out there, don't forget me. And I'll be back.
There you go. I want to thank you for being here today. It was a great interview.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck in the future.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
TitleMatchNetwork.com